Just when you thought steak sandwiches couldn't get any better, tender slices of miso marinated steak and caramelized onions in a warm bun. The superhero of sandwiches.
Shortly after Gourmet magazine closed, editor-in-chief Ruth Reichel ordered a steak sandwich in an airport, and the cashier said, "This one's on me." Ever since then, the steak sandwich has reminded her of random acts of kindness. So in the spirit of kindness and simplicity, let's make a steak sandwich. This time with a little miso butter. Why not? Simplicity and deliciousness all in one sandwich. To do so, just take a little soybean paste and butter. And the soybean paste, miso, is a lovely kind of umami, salty, unctuous flavor that every steak sandwich can benefit from. Okay, mash it together. It's all going to mingle in the pan beautifully, so don't worry too much. Make a nice buttery paste, then put a dollop in the pan. I highly recommend making a steak sandwich in a fry pan as opposed to a barbecue, because then you can trap all the yummy juices in the pan, and we are going to pour those onto the steak sandwich. A nice dollop of deliciousness and a little bit of vegetable oil just to keep everything from burning. Swirl that around. And then quickly season up your steaks. Sea salt and pepper. Just get those in there. So while the steak is getting all delicious, let's slice up some onions, because what's a steak sandwich without some yummy caramelized onions? Just rings. Keep that heat nice and high. Have a look. Oh, gorgeous. Really doesn't take long. I'm using sirloin steak here. It's quick, it's easy, season it up into the pan. If you have a little bit more time, flank or skirt steak is also delicious, but it calls for a little marinade. It's a tougher meat, where the sirloin comes from the back and it's just a little more tender. I'm gonna add a little bit more miso butter. Because it's that good. And just baste these guys. I love a rare steak, so I'm going to take these right now. Perfect. Suddenly so quiet. And then kick it up again with these onions. You don't want the miso butter to burn, but I also really like those black charred bits on the onions. Just scrape up the pan, kind of diner style. And add a little bit of oil just to loosen things. Yeah. You could deglaze the pan at this stage with a little red wine, whatever you have. Tears might fall a little bit, that's okay. Okay, let those fry off just a bit. Meanwhile, make a really simple condiment of mayo. Relish. And some spicy mustard. I like to keep this on hand, all mixed together for burgers, steaks, hot dogs, kind of pre-made homemade is what I call this one. Okay, we're all set. Into the onions, I'm going to put this little roll toast it up because we just want to soak up as much flavor as possible. Just push these aside and nestle. While we're nestling, toasting, and making everything delicious, I'm going to slice up the steak. Okay, let's do this. Just find the grain and go always against the grain. That maintains all the yummy juices, which is especially important if you're using flank steak or skirt steak. Always slice against the grain. Okay, I think one steak will do it for my sandwich. Oh, hello. Okay, heat goes off. Spoon. Don't hold back. Wipe away your tears from the onions. Smile at the thought of how good this is going to be. Oh, yum. All right, pile this on. It's going to be so good. And don't forget about the extra steak juice. Waste not, want not. And of course, I can't help myself with a little green. I have flat leaf parsley. Adds a nice peppery, bitter crunch to this sandwich. You could use arugula or spinach, just whatever you have on hand. Close your sandwich. This one might need a slice. Honestly, there is nothing nicer than warm, toasted, grilled bread in hand. It's a random act of kindness for yourself. Dig in. Sometimes I really impress myself.
The world needs more random acts of kindness in a bun. Steak sandwiches, so comforting, so kind.